Hey everybody, what's up? Sorry for the 4-day wait in between videos, but I was busy helping my girlfriend move. But during that time, I had time to, play other games, play a little bit of Destiny, and really just kind of give it some more thought as to like where I want to go channel-wise. And I had the opportunity of reading this really incredibly interesting article by Kotaku that they published pretty recently that shed a lot of light on the design process of Bungie's Destiny circa 2013, 2014, year one and prior. And oh boy, is it an interesting read. I have a lot to talk about. But before I get into that, channel-wise, I feel like I'm going to start doing more reporting on the news of Destiny and reactions to its developmental process and other things, and less geared towards stuff like, oh, how to farm exotics and how to do this and that. There's way too many channels that do that already. I would rather comment on what Bungie and Destiny are doing for players, their screw-ups, anything and everything. Completely unbiased. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like a lot of other YouTubers do. The past 15 videos with the Taken King, I did do a lot of sugarcoating, especially my last video about the microtransactions. I can see them being good in the right light, and that's kind of how I reported on it, but it just didn't sit well with me, especially since there are just a lot of little discrepancies with those microtransactions that kind of leave a sour taste in my mouth. Especially like the whole no refunds on the consumables in regards to microtransactions, which leaves the door open to a lot of really bad, potentially shady practices. I'm talking like consumables that will give you a better chance of legendary or exotic drops, and I know they said they wouldn't do that in the raid. See, that's the key phrase here. They only specified the raid, but that's not including Nightfall, that's not including strikes. There could be a consumable that triples your Vanguard strike bonus or doubles the amount of engrams. They could milk it and we would eat it up, and all of the Destiny YouTubers would be like, oh yeah, this really gives players the choice in whether or not they want to escalate their Destiny experience to the next level. We like this. No, I ain't supporting that. But what really spurred me to do this was that recent article by Kotaku, where they just talk about all of the developmental process of Bungie now, in the future, and in the past. They cover it all. Like, there were details that we could only dream about. And sure, a lot of it was rumored, and a lot of it has come true according to this article. And I'm not sure if the article is 100% true, but it sounds legit as all hell. And because of that, I'm just massively disappointed to learn that a lot of it is in Bungie's control and out of Bungie's control at the same time. Like, just the way that they create content, they limit themselves so terribly. And I really want to talk about why this is over this video and the next few videos. This article is huge and there's a lot to cover. So starting off, you guys remember the rumor about Joe Staten, who worked as the lead writer for Bungie during 2013-2014, and how his story, his version of the game of Destiny, was completely different to what Destiny ultimately became? Well, that rumor, according to this article by Kotaku, is true, and they dive into so many amazing details about it. It's both incredibly crazy to read and also depressing. So Joe Staten and his crew of writers created what was called a supercut, which was a combination of all of their created cutscenes and major story beats all in one 2-hour video, and they showed it to the higher-ups over at Bungie. Well, it turns out that the higher-ups hated it. They thought it was, quote, too campy and linear, and decided to go for a more vague, spread out, wide approach, which is what we know Destiny Year 1 to be today. But it gets even more interesting, because, and this I'm reading this from the article, Destiny's story went through several revisions before the reboot, but the Supercuts version revolved around the player's hunt for the Warmind Rasputin. You guys all remember him. According to two people familiar with the original plans, in today's Destiny, Rasputin doesn't do much, obviously, other than listen to classical music. But in the 2013 version, he would have starred in a more prominent role. Alien Hive would have kidnapped the machine and brought him to their Dreadnought spaceship. The Dreadnought was in the vanilla game, guys, which was later cut from vanilla Destiny and moved to the Taken King. Bam, right there, and that's a whole nother video. But originally, this hive ship would have been part of the main story, and they say, quote, the entire last third of the game took place on the Dreadnought with you rescuing Rasputin. And you guys remember that one piece of concept art that had like the bloody exo that was like sitting against a wall with a pulse rifle to his right? Well, that apparently was Rasputin, except that Rasputin himself was controlling this exo drone. I mean, just imagine being able to fight alongside Rasputin and his drone and all of this stuff on the Dreadnought in the vanilla game. That sounds like a much better story than what we got. The 2013 version of the story would have also starred a character familiar to hardcore Destiny fans named Osiris. You know, the Trials of Osiris. Well, this is the actual Osiris, and he was described as a Obi-Wan Kenobi-like mentor living in an ancient Vex temple on Mercury. And you know, he hasn't showed up in Destiny at all, but maybe he will, maybe he won't. But pre-reboot Destiny story, Osiris served as a guide for the main player. He had a robotic assistant whose model was, according to the source, scrapped and reused for yet another character who we're all familiar with, the Stranger. And we all remember her. I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain, right guys? So basically, Osiris's assistant was completely scrapped and redone as this incredibly, terribly thought out and designed Stranger, which we still have no idea what she is today. And hearing about this story, hearing about all these characters that were scrapped and changed, it depresses me, because now I feel like I no longer care about Destiny's current story. I don't give a damn, because I know that the Dreadnought ship was scrapped from the vanilla game and sold to us for $40 fucking. I don't care about Cade 6 and his stash. I don't care about killing orcs or what the ramifications are of killing him. I don't care about the darkness. I don't care about the Traveler, because they still haven't told us anything. I don't even care about Eris Morn, who apparently is all suspicious and creepy, messing with orcs' sword and crap. That pales in comparison to what it could have been, given the details on this article. But here's the best part, guys. This is what really pissed me off. The pre-reboot Destiny had a lot more of a focus on the story than the actual game wound up having, right? So story missions before the reboot always began with a communique from a character. So this was a 30 to 45 second cutscene from an NPC setting up the mission context, right? Osiris announcing a dramatic discovery about the Vex and asking you to dig up an ancient relic on Mars. Or the Crow, you guys remember him, the Queen's brother, which was also retooled and scrapped and all that, calling for help from the middle of a firefight with Fallen on Venus. And then every mission ended with a full cutscene, 3 to 5 minutes. End quote. Think about it. We had hours of cutscenes, and now we have mere minutes of cutscenes. This sucks. See, this is why I'm angry. This is a huge article, and I could honestly talk about this for an hour or two, so I'm going to split this up into multiple videos and try to upload one daily, if not every other day. Oh man, there's so much to cover. I just want to give you guys my reaction to all the stuff that we're learning about, that everybody's learning about, because this stuff is taking off all across Reddit, all across Kotaku, all across the internet lately, and so there's going to be a lot of hate being thrown around. I'm not here to spread hate. I'm just here to report on what Bungie did, what Bungie is currently doing, and the future of the franchise, because I do care about the franchise. I do. I enjoy Destiny as it is now, but it just hurts so much to now finally know confirmed that it could have been so much better. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more videos like this, and some other videos like Dungeon Defenders 2 and Guns Up on the PlayStation 4. Please scroll down below and pound that like button, and if you're not feeling too shy, let me know what you think about the changes to Destiny's story back in 2013, whether or not you'd like to play the old story the way it used to be, or are you just happy with the story as it is now. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.